Hello and good afternoon. If you're watching this live, thank you so much for joining me on this Tuesday in April. It's a little late, I guess, for an income reveal, but I was on Easter holiday last weekend, so I thought I would just enjoy myself and not work. Yeah, so also welcome if you are watching this as a replay, in which case, good day, because I don't know what time you'll be watching this from. Here, basically what I do is I tell everyone, I show you live actually, how much I earned on Medium in the last month, in this case, March 2021. I don't know why I said 6th. And then I give you the chance to ask me questions. It really is that straightforward. So I'll go ahead and share my screen so we can jump to the exciting part. I have not looked at all. I never do, partially because, I don't know, I like to not focus on money. I like to just focus on writing. So yeah, let's see what March was. $2,100. Okay, not bad. I was worried it was going to be really bad, and 2,000 is still pretty good. As you can see, it's been kind of a slow decline from the heights of September, October of last year, but that's okay. $2,000 is still a lot of money, and I've been working on some exciting projects that will help me make some money in some other ways, like, for example, my new course. So thank you if you bought it and you're here today, by the way. All right, so that's it. That I'll update the chat for anybody who wants to see, so I can post my name in it. Oops, not that one. Hang on. Edit name. Made 20. It was 21, wasn't it? From Medium in March 2021. Save. Okay. It's too long, so it's been shortened. But yeah, great. $2,100. And yeah, excited to see what April brings. So that was a super quick reveal, and normally I do really take my time with them. But yeah, if you have any questions about my income or about anything else, please feel free to post them in the chat. I'm seeing a couple people saying awesome. Thank you for your support. Yeah, I'm spoiled, right? Because I think 2,000 is low, but I have to remember 2,000 is a ton of money to be making by writing about what you love, which is what I do. Yeah, Vasco's saying that's not bad. I know, I should be really grateful, shouldn't I? I am grateful. With my money, what I plan on doing is investing in my business this month. So I have to pay Teachable. I have to pay Teachable about $100 a month to host my course. I'm thinking about setting some time aside to do a course on how to make money with courses. I know it's kind of meta there. But let's see if there are any other questions. Oh, a couple of people saying congrats. Awesome. Congrats. Thank you all so much. It's so great to see you here and share this with you. I know a couple of people, like there's this guy called Salman Dodger, I want to say. He writes about history, and he actually makes more than I do, which is so cool. I hope if he's here, please post in the chat and say hi. Like, I remember, I think it was December, he attended this live reveal, and he's like, oh my God, congrats on your 3K. I made like 6,000. And I was like, by writing about history, that's amazing. Let's see how much I wrote. I always like to see that, like how much time I actually spent writing. Look at my stats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 stories. I'll exclude this one because this was just a little newsletter I created. If you're looking at these, you can probably notice my performance has not been amazing. I mean, like, look at this. Not even, barely 300 stories. It's awful. This is probably my best one recently. This one's not performing too bad, actually. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, not bad. Seeing as I published it yesterday. That's great. I love to see it. I've been recently publishing more with the startup ever since they changed to Start It Up, because I love writing about this kind of stuff. So it's really cool to see. Oh, and look, I've been featured. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, let's go back to my income just in case I'm getting any late arrivals. Oh, I've got a couple of questions. Hang on, I'll pull this up so I can hold for any latecomers who arrive who want to know. Let's see, so many questions. Can you please click the notifications? So I never look at my notifications, just like I never look at my income month on month, and I try not to look at my stats. I found that when I did, I was just getting obsessed with clicking on them and refreshing. And the more time I spent on notifications, on stats, on checking the money, the less time I have for writing. So sorry to disappoint. I will not be clicking. Sometimes I click it by accident, which is why I've only got 17,000 instead of like, I don't know. But no, I'll never click them on purpose. Do you think the decline in income is because of the Medium algorithm, or did you post less? So I think I hate to blame it all on algorithm, because at the end of the day, I'm creating work, and good work typically gets distributed further than bad work. And that's true no matter what your algorithm is. I know I'm not alone in declining performance. So I think at least part of it is due to an algorithm, but it might just be that I started trying hard to write for the algorithm instead of for my readers, and that caused me to perform poorly. So no, I did not post less. I know that for a fact, but I do think part of it is the algorithm, and part of it is just a little dip in my writing journey. I noticed you started publishing some stories outside publications. Yeah, that is a new strategy, actually. I just wanted to see what would happen. And I can show you exactly what happened. It was bad. I'm no longer doing that because my stories they performed so poorly. So this one I published, no, hang on. This one I didn't publish in a publication, terrible. This one I didn't, terrible. This one I didn't, terrible. Oh yeah, this one I didn't, terrible. So you can see, I mean, maybe that's why I started doing badly, because I decided to experiment and the results were bad. This is so embarrassing. I hadn't noticed. I didn't realize it was that bad. Okay, I'm going to stop self-publishing. That's what I've learned from this little thing. I love your cats always pushing the door open. Yeah, me too. I think I must have left the door open this time, but normally my cat Astrid does just sort of shove her way in. Do you include forms from Palette on your Medium articles? No, but it's not because I don't want to. It's just because I haven't done it yet. I think Palette is a really, really cool tool, and I love getting that kind of engagement with my readers. So I plan on doing so soon. Do you think it is important to open your own publications? Yes, and I have answered this question in other videos and articles. So I will just say yes, I do, because it lets you control the audience more than with other publications. How do you know if you've got a private note from an editor if you never check your notifications? Yeah, so the only time I get private notes from the editors are when I submit drafts to them. And what I do, let me show you what I do. So for example, all right, let's say that I submitted this. This is just a very, very rough draft. Let's say I submitted this to, God, I don't know, The Ascent. They wouldn't take it. So what would happen would be somebody would leave, like I think Melanie is one of the editors there. She would leave a little private note like, "Hi, Zuli, I hate this." She wouldn't say that. She'd be really nice. But if I go to stories now, oh no, it doesn't. Maybe somebody else does it. Normally when somebody like leaves a private note, it'll change and it'll say that it was edited like 1 day ago. So I check my drafts rather than my notifications. Oh, hi, Astrid. She just joined me. She probably heard me talking about her. Come on, you gonna say hi? And that's how I know. Back to the income. Oh, hi. You want to come up or not? You gonna come up? Oh my gosh, being a cat mom is so hard. They're never happy. Where was I? Okay. Have you considered the income decline maybe because they're now prioritizing writers who interact more in the platform, like replying? All right, fun fact. I am part of a Slack, the one I always talk about, but a different one, where I have access to one of the, I forget what her title is. She works for Medium. She's a Medium person. And along with a couple of other writers who've been on the platform for a long time. And we saw that rumor and we posted about it. Move. I'm going to put on my conspiracy theory hat for this, actually. So we saw this rumor going around, right? For those of you who don't know, people were like, oh, so maybe you have to reply to stories. Don't eat that. Give me that. Don't eat that. Ma'am. Oh, my God. Get that out of your mouth. No, ma'am. Oh, my God. Where was I? Right. Sorry. Don't do that. Yeah, so there was this theory going around that you had to interact with comments, you had to reply to people, you had to leave your comments in order to get boosted by the algorithm. And somebody messaged her and was like, oh, hang on, let me scroll down. So somebody messaged her to be like, hey, is that the case? And she was like, 100% no, that is an unsubstantiated rumor. We are not doing this. How much or how little you reply to other people has absolutely zero bearing on how the algorithm values your work. I suppose, all right, conspiracy theory hat off, because we've proven that's not true. I suppose that like if you engage with people, they might be more likely to come back to your story. So you can take that into consideration. But there's no algorithm for people who interact more on the platform. Good question though. I found my new struggle. I'm working on 5 articles, but every time I read them, I decide to make some changes, leading to never finish them. Any tips? Yeah, okay. So with new writers, or any writers really, they tend to fall on one end of the spectrum, which I'm about to tell you. On this end, we've got people who publish too soon. They write it and they hit publish, or they hit submit or whatever. And then on the other hand are people like you, Vasco, who always find something to improve, and you end up never hitting publish or submit. I'm probably on the further end where I submit too quickly, and it sounds like you're on the slower end where you never submit. Because writing is an art, you're never done with an article. There's always something you can change about it. You can improve, you can remove, you can add, there's always going to be another typo. So deciding when to publish, you have to do 2 things. First of all, you have to kind of divorce yourself from the results. Especially where an algorithm or your readers are deciding what's good and what isn't. It's a lot easier to hit publish if you're not worried about how it's going to be received by them. I don't suggest you do this all the time, but if you're on this end of the struggle where you can't publish enough, you're not writing at all, it's better to just be like, okay, this is just an experiment. This is just for fun. I have written this. I kind of like it. I'm just going to hit publish and be done with it. And that's what you just have to do. That's the first thing, is sort of remove yourself from worrying about how it's going to affect the results or the performance of that piece. The second thing I try to do is I set a timer. This doesn't happen to me often. Normally I hit publish way too soon and find typos 10 minutes after. But if there's a piece I really care about, I often am on your end of things where I will continue editing and revising until, the cows come home. Now, when I'm in that position, what I do is I set a timer. I say, okay, this article is going to be submitted in, 10 minutes, an hour, 45 minutes, whatever you think will be helpful. So I set a timer and I give myself that time to, I'm back. Thank you for bearing with me. And say, all right, I am going to make this article as good as I can make it. I accept it will not be perfect, but at the end of this 45-minute block, I'm going to submit it to wherever I think it should go. And that's it. There's no right answer, unfortunately. It's a good question, but I don't have a really good answer. Please interview Sal. Yeah, I've actually asked him, maybe not officially, but I do want to interview him because he's done amazingly. A newbie who's beating the newbie algorithm. So this is interesting. Mariana, I would love to hear more from you about this, because among the experienced writers, we've kind of been seeing it affect newer writers more, where newer, earlier writers are making more money than they would have a year ago. Not a huge amount of money, but maybe like $100 where they would have made 50, if that makes sense. But yeah, I do really want to interview Sal. Again, Sal, if you are watching this, please contact me. Was Teachable experience profitable for you? Yeah, so I actually wrote an article about this because it was amazing. I was so nervous for my first course, right? So I said to myself, I started in March and I was like, okay, I'm going to create a course. I'm going to market it. I'm going to sell it. And if I sell one course, it will have been worth it. I will all be worth it. And then I can start to scale up and do webinars and whatever else I want to do to try to get the word out about my new course. And I actually ended up selling like 36 or 37 total, and I'm still getting new sales, which is amazing. And I consider myself so grateful for that. That it went really well. It was really profitable for me, and I'm looking forward to expanding with that. All right, I think I'm caught up with questions, and you have seen that I have earned $2,100 from Medium, a very respectable sum. And I will let you all go to whatever else you have going on this this Tuesday on April, or whatever day that you're watching this, if you're watching the replay. Before I go, I do want to find out how much, like what my top earning story was. Let's see, March. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I think I wrote this one live, actually. I think I wrote this story live. The 7 things you should know about Maine Coons before you adopt one. I felt like posting pictures of my cats online. And it performed really well, really surprisingly well. I was thrilled with that. Yeah, that was really cool. Oh, I clicked on something that I shouldn't have clicked on. How do I go back? Anyway, enough of that. I will let you all go. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'll see you all on Friday for the Write With Me Live. Bye, y'all.